Alright, so this is going to be the final time I try to record this and stop messing with my audio because I'm just, I'm at my wit's end and I want to get this video out there. And it's not even a positive video, which is why I want to get it out there because I'm now thoroughly convinced it's just my mic and my mic's going out. Because of course it would be, because that's just my life. When something else great happens, and hello Discord, I gotta mute that. Because when something good happens, or the bad stuff finally stops happening, something else bad has to happen. That's just kind of my life and my luck right now. Ain't that just peachy? So I am sorry if you hear like I'm literally under an overpass. I don't know how that happened. Just my window being open, it wasn't that loud a day, but for some reason my mic decided to pick up that great, but make it sound like I'm underwater. So anyway, this is a video a lot of people have been asking me to do, and I'm actually, in a weird way, I'm happy I'm re-recording it. You might be asking, like, Michelle, why are you happy about that? Well, I'm going to do it right now. I originally made this video before I had my friend Cation, and I was in a very, very negative headspace, and it was a very, like, dark video. It was dark. There's no sugarcoating around it. It was indeed a dark video. So I'm going to be talking about now how I'm dealing with the quarantine, and I know the title's very clickbaity, but it's honest, honestly, because like I was saying in my previous video, a couple of people point out like, oh well, if you click so and so, then you can curse. That's what I do. Obviously, you can say certain things, but the sad truth is you don't get as many ads, which just goes back to my video and my issue with it is more about the money than like getting an actual voice out there, and it's a whole mess. And I would be again, I'd be a hypocrite if I'm saying that the fact that YouTube doesn't make me money is easier in this trying time for me, even though it's not a lot, but it is something, and I need to be appreciative of that, and I am. But with the quarantine going on right now, and all the things that are going on with people, it's I swear to God, that traffic is so irritating. I literally closed every window in my house, and it is really, really hot in here just recording this audio. And it's just a high traffic day, I guess. But anyway, I'm not doing okay. Or I should say, I wasn't doing okay. I'm feeling a lot better now that I got to like see my friends. I got to really reflect. I got to get back in touch with my craft and my spirituality and things like that. So I was not okay. I was not okay for a long time. Every time things seemed to start to work out, other things happened. My computer died. My tablet has dead spots, which it still does. My phone charger for my iPad and my phone died. I, had bills pop up out of nowhere and interest on things I wasn't expecting. And then I had family members and friends of family members and people who were like my family, you know, ending up being hospitalized, not for the big sick, but for other reasons. And because of the big sick, I couldn't, go see them. I couldn't hang out with them. The only family I'd been able to see, have been extremely draining because they don't care about social distancing guidelines when my husband and I do, and we do our best to, keep everything, right so we don't accidentally infect people. There's many of my family members I have not been able to see since of everything going on. And I didn't realize I was always close to my family, but I did not realize how nice those, once a month weekends spending the night with my family were, where we would just, veg out and talk or walk around a mall or doing stuff like that. But I can't do that anymore because my parents are very, very high risk. And with my husband's job and other things, it's very high risk, which is why we wanted to be smart. And which is why when we ended up planning the friendcation with my friends, the Zodiac Lord, Quantablos, and Holly Brown, we were all very smart about it. We quarantined beforehand. We picked places to do. Granted, it was a little boring because we couldn't really do much besides leave my apartment. And when we did leave, like I said, it had to be open air areas where we could social distance and be away from people and not be an issue. But that time away has really helped me reflect a lot more on just things I needed to recharge. And then you hear people, and I've seen it too, But they're like, oh, the quarantine's been great. Oh, this is my best self. Oh, nothing's happened to be affected. And I would love to sit here and say that I am one of those people, but I'm not. I haven't been. It affected me in a lot of ways, and it also made me realize a lot of things. It made me realize how, even though I am very introverted, don't get that wrong, even with my friends who I loved, towards the end there, I was like, all right, I need days where I'm just going to go sit in my room for like 40 minutes by myself. So I'm by myself so I could recharge because my people battery was down. And it was getting to a point where I noticed small things I did in my routine that helped me, stay sane. Going for walks, I could not do anymore. I can more so now, but now the heat's here, so isn't that great? But if you guys don't know, I made a video all about having the big sad in the summer because I usually do from the heat. But what ended up happening was because of, Sick Spiky Round Boy, I did not realize how bad, and this is not, okay, I need to preface this because I didn't write any notes down. This is not a knock on homeless people that are genuinely down on their luck. Bad things happened, and they are homeless out of their control. This is not towards them. This is towards the scary homeless people, which a lot of people do not like talking about. They don't like even acknowledging it. A lot of them are like, oh, well, they're just poor people on their, out, who are just, they're people who are down on their luck. They're people who are mentally ill. There are things like that. And that is true. That is terrible and that is heartbreaking. But at the same time, we need to not excuse the scary ones, the ones that are a danger to people, the ones that are dangers to others and themselves, because I did not realize how bad my city had a homeless problem. I had a suspicion beforehand, like when we first moved here. I even had a patron feel worried about me. They bought me a taser, but it did not amp up until everything closed down. And I didn't know why, but my friend Holly pointed out that, well, a lot of homeless shelters closed down, which I looked into. That's true. I really wish they had talked about that, but I didn't see that anywhere in the news. No, of course not. Why would the news want to report on that? They had to close a lot of homeless shelters down because they couldn't mandate social distancing. Isn't that great? So because of that, they just let the people be wild, and they're not the good people. It got to a point where the few times we would go out just to get groceries, because we would do everything right, our parking lots were full of people. I had stories. My friends told me of how they were scared to freaking put in their checks, or people who were on unemployment were scared to get their unemployment checks from their banks, get the money out, because of the fact that these people were out and they were camping at ATMs, they were camping in public places, and for some odd reason, the cops were doing nothing about it. I'm not saying be mean and hurt them, but other people need to be safe as well. It shouldn't be to a point where it's getting better now that things are opening up again, but it was getting to a point where I knew people who weren't going to Target or to, Ralph's or supermarkets or things they needed unless they were in groups of two or three, which then defeats the point of freaking social distancing, but they had to do it to feel safe because of how rampant it was becoming. Another big reason is, in my city at least, for some stupid reason, when we first moved in here, quick tangent rant, but it's kind of important to a bigger, it's putting a band-aid on an issue instead of actually fixing the issue, which as I get older, I'm learning the government is full of that. Let's get into conspiracies. But when my husband and I first moved into the city we moved into now, about 2 years ago, there was also a pretty bad homeless problem. Again, nowhere near to what happened with this big sick, but what ended up happening was we would find trash everywhere, because they would just, pick out of the trash of supermarkets, of drugstores, of restaurants. And we actually went to a town meeting, being actual adults, and we went to talk about the issue because it was bad. It was something I'd never seen before where I used to live, because I lived in food deserts previously, to where, there wasn't a lot within walking distance of anything. It was just houses. And I didn't have a car or a license back in those days, as I've talked about. So it was, a lot harder. Anyway, we were at the meeting, and instead of, finding solutions and fixing the homeless problem and helping these people, my city's government just decided, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get rid of public trash cans. The issue is the trash. We're just gonna get rid of the trash cans. And I remember turning to my husband and being like, that's literally not stopping the issue. But to them it was, because, well, if the trash cans aren't outside, then we're not going to have trash anymore. And you know what's really sad? They were right. There wasn't random trash strewn around all over the place. But then these people would just camp outside of things and panhandle and other situations or mug. I've had my husband, not in this city, but in other cities, who was literally almost mugged pulling money out of an ATM during broad daylight because of how bad the issue is here. So you're having people who, like myself, I used to just go for walks and it used to be pretty safe. Can't do that anymore. I started to walk around my apartment complex because I thought, well, I'm in a closed complex. It's pretty big. It won't be too bad. I'll do it at night so I'm not bothering people because my complex is pretty quiet and people don't usually leave their apartments. But then I got an email from my landlord being like, hey, people are kind of unsettled that you're just walking around the complex at night in the middle of the night, just walking around in circles. Can you please stop doing that? And I've had family be like, well, legally they can't tell you to stop doing that. You're right, legally they can't. But with the issues that happened, I'll put an iCard here of what happened with my old landlord earlier this year / late last year when all that stuff was happening. I don't really want my landlord's pissed off at me right now. It's not that hard. So I'm like, great. So I can't do that. Our pool got closed down, and I liked swimming, so that also sucked. Again, I understood why. I'm not an idiot, but that's reopened up, so I've been able to swim again and get exercising again because I was literally trapped in my tiny apartment. And I think that's the big issue that a lot of people are not talking about. The bigger people, I should say, who are talking about it, which, to their credit, I am never going to be a person that's going to knock somebody who worked hard. Keep in mind when I say worked hard, I mean worked hard. And, got their money and they were able to go up from nothing and have a nice house and have nice things. I'm never mad at those people. I'm never mad at hardworking, honest people who earned their money. Never anything wrong with that. But you're seeing these people with their McMansions complaining they have nowhere to go and they're cooped up and they feel all weird in their giant McMansions. Or they're just normal sized homes. There are not enough people talking about the people like me who live in a 1-bedroom apartment. My apartment, granted, is pretty spacious for a 1-bedroom. I'm not knocking that. But it is still 2 rooms when I work from home. You don't get much exercise besides that. You really don't. And at-home exercises only do so much. And so because of that, that was a whole other issue. So I had to pretty much cut all exercising out of my diet because I kept trying to, getting to the point where I'm like, what's the point? And my depression was getting worse and things were getting bad. And then it's like, well, my couple of outlets where I get to see my family, or I get to go to a coffee shop, or I can go to a bookstore, little things like that, which we could no longer do. I still think I live a relatively boring life, and that back then I was relatively boring, but those were little things in my routine that helped me be able to sit and work. And then we're going to go into the work thing. I know you guys must be sick of it. Trust me, I'm sick of living it. But I would be on a roll. Things would be going great. And then because I have really old technology, because I like to beat my electronics into the ground, well, my computer finally kicked the bucket. Got a new computer. Ain't that great. Love this thing. Turns out, doesn't have enough RAM, so I have to do these like jerry-rig things to make my videos export. Oh, I thought my tablet was fixed. It was just my computer. Nope, it's just my tablet. Oh, well, I can't save up for things now because I've got other things coming up that need my money right now. And so I'm like literally between a rock and a hard place. And so then when I'm trying to work and I'm trying to get things done, all these things bog down and I just get so exhausted and I've barely done any work in the day. I've been fighting everything just to try to get work in the day. And it's not like we can go get jobs right now because when I applied, fun fact, I talked about this on a live stream, I did apply for a couple of jobs again because I was looking for jobs before the big sick happened. And you want to know what I got? I got an email coming back telling me that I was only going to make $400 a month for part-time. And not part-time as in once a day or, just the weekends or something. No, it would have been a 4 to 5 day shift, for $100 a week, and they didn't clarify, so I'm guessing that's not even after taxes. That's less than I make now. That literally defeats the purpose of everything I'm doing and sucking up more time. And then when I apply to the other places, it's either full-time in jobs that I literally can't do because I will admit I'm not physically in shape to do it. And there would be no point in me applying for a job to get fired a week later because I physically cannot do the work, and I acknowledge that. And that is a spot that I put myself in. But a lot of other people are going through that too. So you kind of feel like you're just in this crazy limbo. And being with my friends, being lucky enough to be with my friends and for us to be able to social distance and be smart was amazing. And it really made me think. And it really made me, it's so cliche, but it really did make me unplug. It made me unplug, even though all we did was like watch movies and stuff all day. And I really sat and I thought about myself. I thought about where I was. I thought about what I'm doing. I did a tarot reading on myself. And I hadn't done one in a long time. My tarot cards are always liking to be sassy and, just get right back at me. But sometimes that's what you need. You need a therapist telling you exactly what you know, but you need someone else saying it to your face. You need your tarot cards being sassy to you, telling you what you need to know to really let it sink into your head. And it really made me realize the things I needed to change. Because I was spiraling. I was not okay. And I was getting dark thoughts that I hadn't had in a long, long time. Don't want anyone to get worried. I'm not going to do anything stupid. I've got so much more to lose now than I did back then. But now things are slowly starting to open up. Things are slowly starting to get to some semblance of normal. We still have to be smart, courteous, wash your hands, only go out when you absolutely need to. That does also mean mentally, but by that I mean go see a friend. Don't go chill at a supermarket to talk to people and not buy anything, which yes, I have seen. Do not go in on days if you are not immune compromised to help, those people be able to get things they need just because, well, there's less people there. Don't be that guy. Okay? Don't be that guy. And try to do better by each other. So, I'm doing a lot better. I'm taking things a lot slower. I'm not letting issues get to me the way they used to. I know it sounds so crazy and like really like woo-woo, but it's true. I used to get so angry and so upset and so irritated when my work stuff wouldn't work out, when videos wouldn't upload, when I was having audio issues, when I was having issues with my programs, with my computer, with my tablet, with my work, with my life, with family drama, with friend drama, with stuff that I'm sitting here like, I don't have time for. I don't have time for it anymore. And you know what? I'm done wasting my energy on it. I'm getting myself back to how I used to be. I'm getting my vibe back, but I really am. I'm getting my juices back. I'm getting, enjoyment again. I'm able to sit and have rituals again. I'm able to do spells again. I'm able to find myself spiritually again. Because if you guys don't know, fun fact, I'm a witch. I consider myself that or pagan, whatever's easier for you. I'm not saying that's the path for everybody. God knows, Twitter knows that's not. But it's something that's been helping me a lot. And going back into things and forcing myself to keep a routine. Let's see how long it lasts, because knowing me and my ADHD brain never lasts long, but I do try my best. And so far it has been working. When things don't go the way as planned, I don't keep fighting it and keep fighting it and keep fighting it until I'm so angry and seeing red that I can't even think straight. I'm not doing that anymore. Stuff doesn't work out. I'm like, all right, well, literally can't do anything about it. I know this, so I'm gonna just chill, calm down, and come back when my head's more clear. I'm gonna read books again. That's something else I guess I should say. There will be, I've talked about this forever, so let's hope that I actually do it this time. But there'll probably be 2 book reviews this month. One is a real slug to get through, but I was kind of paid to do the review for it, so I'm gonna do it. And the other one is just dumb fun. And honestly, that's stuff I need right now. I'm working on art videos. I'm not being as nitpicky with my editing anymore because that was another big thing. Was I started to realize that the background footage, while people do care about it, me having fully finished pictures at the ends of my videos every time was more stuff bogging down my memory. So until I eventually get those sticks of RAM that I need to get to have more memory in it, you guys are going to have to deal with what you deal with unless it's a dedicated art video. Sorry, I love you, but it's either I do it this way or we don't get videos. There's literally no way around it. So, yeah, I'm doing better. I wasn't okay for a long time. I'm sure you listening right now, you probably weren't either. But let me know down below. I do read the comments, especially the long-winded ones, where people vent out their frustrations and they talk about their issues and they talk about how irritating things are. It's a nice little community that I am happy that we have here on my Twisted Disaster channel. Because I don't usually say my name is Twisted Disaster, but yeah, I guess this is where I do my little shill, and then I'll see you guys next time. So. Thank you, as always, to my amazing Patreon patrons. I love you so, so much. Seriously, most of this would not be possible without you guys, as well as everyone else who's being a patron. Every little bit helps. If you liked what you saw here, I do have donations down below if you can't be a patron. Some people have asked me to start saying that, so I do have my PayPal donate and my Ko-fi down below if you want to throw a girl a buck. Don't have to. Not begging. Just saying. You like what you saw and you want to? That'd be great. Everything's appreciated. All my other social medias are in my Linktree link down below. And yeah, as always, guys, I will. See you next time. Bye.